Hi all, we will discuss the subject Computer Programming EE 207. So this is mainly the subject contains the C programming, the fundamentals and some programs in C language. And the last module contains this Python programming. So coming to the syllabus, so this is the syllabus of the first module. So in first module, we will be learning the introduction, that is what is a computer programming language, different types of languages. First one is machine language, assembly language, high level language, and compilers, different types of translators, compilers and assemblers, etc. So these are coming under theory part. After that, we will see flowchart and algorithm, how to write an algorithm for problem solving and how to draw the flowchart. After that, some basic concepts of C, that is the structure of a C program, then what is meant by keywords, identifiers, etc. Then one important topic is data types. What are the different data types used in C language? And the next is operators and expressions. Then comes input and output functions. So these are the different topics coming under the first module. So we can start with the first module. So before learning the C language, we can see some history about the C language. So first is where it is developed. This developed in AT&T Bell Laboratory, USA in 1972. This language is written by Dennis Ritchie. Then types of programming languages. So mainly there are three types of programming languages. So the first one is machine language, second one is assembly language, and the third one is high level language. So language means what? Language is a method of communication. For example, if I want to communicate to a person using Malayalam language, I can do it in Malayalam language or English language or Hindi language. Similar to that, to a machine, if I want to communicate, I cannot use the normal languages available. I have to use the language which the machine can understand, the machine can comprehend. So the machine is an electrical thing. So it can mainly understand only zeros and ones, high level voltage and a low level voltage. So high level voltage can be represented as 1 and the low level voltage can be represented as 0. So that is the language of the machine. So that's first type of programming language, that's the machine language. So machine, that is which contains only zeros and ones, combination of zeros and ones. So we can use that language to communicate to the machine. But there is a problem. If we use only zeros and ones, then while we write the program, we can have many errors, because if 1 0, instead of we write 1 instead of 0, then it will be a problem. So we have further, after that it's developed is the assembly language. Assembly language will be like shorthand notations. It is like add, subtract, in sub for subtract, div for division. So some shorthand languages we can use, that is assembly language. Then after that, coming to the high level language, high level language will be like English like sentences. We can using that language, we can communicate to the computer. So this, whatever language we are studying in this subject, C language is a high level language. C, C++, Java, etc. are examples of high level language. Now coming to the next thing, that is translators. Translator means what? Which translates. If, for example, I know Malayalam and Malayalam language only, and the other person whom I want to communicate knows only English language. So I cannot communicate with the other person. So there should be some intermediate person who is translator. Whatever I am talking in Malayalam, he has to convert into English and the other person can understand. Similarly, vice versa also he has to do. So translator does, what he does is converting from one language to another language. For example, first type of translator here is the compilers. Compilers, whatever high level language we are writing, it will be converted into machine language. Machine can directly understand only the machine language. So high level language programs, whatever we are writing, this compiler will convert that high level language program into machine language. Interpreter also does the same thing, that is converting the high level language into machine language. But there is one difference. Compilers at a time completely convert the program into a machine language, but interpreters does the conversion line by line. First it will convert one line to machine language, then the next line, like that it will continue. Then assemblers, it will do like assembly language program, it will convert into machine language. So the conversion is done by translators. So difference between compiler and interpreter also is there. Then now we can see problem solving methods. So main objective of a computer, we all are familiar with computer, we are all using computer. So what purpose mainly we are using? Many things we are using now. Computers are used for many things. For example, we are using it for entertainment, learning, many things we are using. But the main objective of using a computer is to solve problem. Computers have high memory and high computational capacity also, processor also. So it is mainly used for solving a problem, to solve a problem. So problem solving, we can manually solve a problem. Same problem if we give to a computer, it will do it faster. For example, if you want to multiply two matrices, manually if you are doing, it will take some time. Within seconds, the computer, instead of in milliseconds, the computer can do it, the same thing. So that is about the problem solving methods. So problem solving methods, initially the method was using algorithm. If you define a problem, we will write an algorithm for solving that problem. Then the second one came is the flowchart, the pictorial representation, like how we can, by which we can solve the problem. And the third one is a program. So writing a computer program, we can feed that into the computer and the computer can solve the problem. So these are the three methods of problem solving. So now first we can see what is an algorithm. Algorithm already we are familiar. In school level we have learned it. So algorithm is a step-by-step procedure to solve a problem. So we are having a problem, we have to solve it. So we will write a step-by-step procedure to solve the problem. Now we can see what are the characteristics of an algorithm, what are properties an algorithm should have. So here the first property is this should be well ordered. The ordering of the steps should be proper. Then second property is unambiguous. That is, there should not be any ambiguity. That is, it should be, the algorithm should be define the steps clearly. There should be clarity in the algorithm. Then the third step is effectively computable. That means the algorithm should be able to compute the output. Otherwise, it will be of waste. It should be effectively computable. So these are the different properties or characteristics of an algorithm. Then next we can see coming methods of developing an algorithm.